So, what is Virtual Song? Virtual Song is a sci-fi space adventure story revolving around two alien characters and a sentient robot who just happened to meet by chance. This video is a breakdown to inform you all of my self-animated project, and to give you all the proper introduction it needs. I will be answering a few questions at the end. Virtual Song started as a comic. I made it about a year and a half ago. The comic is still up and on Webtoon, however, the story is super outdated due to the story's age. A lot of things have changed since then. Nothing in the comic is canon anymore. The movie starts with the characters Aziel, Nyx, and Onyx as they end up caught up in a mess much larger than they anticipated. Aziel is independent, traveling to places in his ship all alone while holding some strange, ambiguous history. Nyx is essentially homeless, living a life of struggle until he meets some strange new friends to help him. Onyx is a strange sentient robot who's lost her memories in a destructive accident. This dysfunctional group ends up on a trip of their lives as they travel across the Kalapara galaxy to avoid a horrifically corrupted capitalist company. So far, I have more than 70% of the script recorded. My estimated runtime for this movie is about 40 minutes or more. However, it's hard to calculate that at the moment, so there's a chance it could be longer. I am also in need of a few voice actors, if anyone is willing to audition. There will be more details about that in the end, in case anyone is interested. I can't really say much more than that without spoiling everything, so I guess it's time for the questions. So, what is Virtual Song about? Virtual Song is about self-discovery and the dangers of new technology and the desire to use them for warfare. It has hints of anti-capitalist symbolism, dealing with identity and self-worth. There are more themes than that, but you'll have to actually watch the movie and find out for yourself. What format will Virtual Song be? Virtual Song will be a movie. I do have other projects that involve the same universe that I hope to create in the future. My comic, Supernova, also currently on Webtoon, takes place in the same little world of mine. I hope to make Supernova into a show one day, but for now, Virtual Song will stay as just one movie. What inspired me to make Virtual Song? Lots of things inspired me to begin this project. For many years, I have dreamed of making a film of some kind with my stories. I love storytelling. Virtual Song was the first ever story I was able to work on for more than a month straight, so it was the perfect candidate. For some tips, well, honestly, I'm surprised I've gotten this far, so I'm not sure I'm the best person for tips, but I'll tell you how I'm managing to get things done. I recommend having a solid idea for the story before jumping right into things. For example, as I have mentioned, this whole thing started as a comic. The comic was used to get my first draft done. As I finished it, it definitely needed quite a few changes and fixes, but once I rewrote the script about 5 times, I finally have the story figured out. I also recommend just going for it. I know it might not work for everyone, but who knows? I didn't really think I could get this far, but once I jumped for it and bought a microphone, I actually started seeing the end of the tunnel. I'm just a one-person animation team. I know a project like this can get overwhelming, but I find it easier to just go for it anyway. How are you supposed to get your projects done if you don't even try? And one last tip of mine, don't try to rush things. It's okay to take breaks every now and again. A self-animated project such as Virtual Song is something that you don't want to rush into, especially with its runtime. I will be taking plenty of breaks to keep myself actually motivated and not burn myself out. Okay, that's the last of my questions. So, if you've made it this far, I have a few details about my casting call. First off, I will extend the due date for the audition, just so everyone has enough time to actually get things submitted. The due date will be April 20th, 2025. I'm looking for masculine voice actors for 3 of my characters. They don't have many lines. In fact, the most lines I have for one of them is like only 11. And you are completely allowed to audition for more than one character. I have a Google form in the description that goes into further detail about how this whole thing will work. Anyway, I would like to thank you all for watching, and I apologize to my normal subscribers, as I don't normally make these kind of videos. I appreciate all of you for being here, and I hope you have a nice day.